Somewhere in Washington, D.C., there's a patient. And the patient is in surgery right now. And we know this because your president of the United States talked about this patient at an event in Michigan to a room full of auto workers. And this, of course, happened right after that guy said that he was protecting certain people. It was yelling about Jeffrey Epstein, which was hilarious, by the way. But Donald Trump said that this patient is in the hospital now, but it's going to get better really soon. It's almost ready to open. Ready to open about a patient? How's that work? Ready to open. Oh, it's because the patient is a puddle, a large rectangular puddle on the National Mall in Washington, D.C., and Donald Trump tells a room full of auto workers a medical update, like it's their cousin on a ventilator.
We have done some job. We've taken graffiti-filled statues all over the city and monuments and waterfalls and everything. The beautiful reflecting pond where we did some job. Somebody comes along and starts cutting it with a knife. They're sick. It's in the hospital now, but it's going to get better very soon. It's almost ready to open. We could have kept it that way for a while, but I didn't want to do that. I want to have it fixed perfectly. But these people are very terrible.
He also, by the way, referred to it as a pond. And let me tell you, it has never been a pond. It is called the reflecting pool. That's the name of the thing. It is the place. Not only do you see reflecting images of all the beautiful monuments in D.C., it is a great place to reflect. It is a place that I have spent many hours late in the middle of the night, sitting on a bench or on the Lincoln Memorial steps, thinking about our very way of life. It is a reflecting pool, not a damn pond. And the reason that the leader of the free world is doing hospital rounds for a body of water that 67-year-old retired Olympic canoeist, Davey Hearn, is currently on trial. Hearn charged with that one felony count of destruction of property for reaching his hand into the reflecting pool. That charge requires the government to prove that there was more than $1,000 in damage, and it can carry a maximum of 10 years. So on Monday, his lawyers filed something that should end the entire mess. The government, they put out exactly one witness in front of the grand jury, and that witness talked about damages. And according to a filing from the defense, that witness testified that before Hearn even got close to the pool was leaking more than 1 million gallons a week, that the expansion joints had exceeded their service life, and that this brand new liner already had a giant rip in it. So the government's own damage expert got up in front of a grand jury and described a structure that was actively dying, and they're still trying to pin it on a canoeist. And you've got to remember that when asked, Jeanine Pirro said that she was going to prove that $1,000 in damage with an expert. That expert that went to the grand jury and said that the pool was already busted. Come to the trial, she said.
We can state and prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he caused damage, and that damage is over $1,000.
Keying in on that, how do you prove that $1,000?
With an expert.
Is that because
come to the trial.
It has to be drained? Is that because it has to be drained?
We'll hear all that at the trial.
Did he have any tools, or was it just his bare hands?
Right now, we believe it's his bare hands, both hands.
So does that indicate in your belief that it was probably damaged before, or do you believe that he
he damaged it.
Further, but do you believe it had already been damaged before?
He damaged the pool.
Before he touched it?
He damaged this pool.
But there have been, all these videos, obviously.
Well, good. I'm glad you've got that evidence. Come on in the grand jury. You can testify. Next.
Good Lord. It is going exactly how we thought it would. And let me get your opinion on this. How should we handle any of these targeted bogus prosecutions? What should actually happen to one of these Trump goon prosecutors bringing a felony that they know they can't prove? Not what will happen. We all know what'll happen. Nothing. But what should happen? Is there a real consequence that exists, or is the entire system built on the assumption that the government would never do this to us. But look, this gets uglier because now Hearn's lawyers are demanding the complete transcript of every grand jury proceeding, citing what they're calling irregularities, like charging people for touching a failing pool liner. And Hearn's attorneys also want the government to disclose the instructions it gave to the grand jurors about what the elements of the crime even are. Jury instructions lay out how a jury should look at the case from a legal standpoint. And they're arguing that the government failed to properly preserve physical evidence. That's right, because they put up fences and screens so no one could see what they were doing when they were doing their investigation. Meanwhile, internal National Park Service records reportedly show that the damage wasn't caused by the American flag blue coating at all. And outside experts have said that the whole thing traces back to the rushed renovation. It's not the lining, it's how they painted the damn thing. And we've covered it before. And look, at least 3 other people are facing misdemeanor charges over incidents at this same pool. There is a small federal task force operating around the reflecting pool. And for the record, Hearn says that after he stopped by, the National Guard troops and park police had him detained for 5 hours. I do want to take you back, by the way. This popped in my head. Remember back in the spring when Donald Trump announced this project? He did it with a video, drone footage of algae and grime and floating leaves. And he put it to a score, music. Andrea Bocelli, Time to Say Goodbye, over footage of goose poop-laden water. This trial, by the way, Hearn's trial, set for September 28th, and I cannot wait. And that's why I'm going to ask you guys to hit that notification bell, especially if you didn't see the 1 million gallons a week number reported anywhere in the corporate media. Because frankly, that's the whole case, and most people are burying that on page 9.